Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this video for Raid Shadow Legends. And apparently I did not do enough of the Doom Tower for you. I did the first floors, the first secret room, and the first boss on normal, and now let me show you what has happened since then. Got a couple of updates to tell you about, actually. So if I go over here to this drop down box and I click on hard, everything changes, and we can start over from the bottom using up the gold keys that I have been allotted. These keys recycle. They say 12 I think AM UTC. For me it's 4 o'clock PM, and I kind of messed up because I had 11 of these silver keys and I didn't use them, and I lost all 11 of them. You get 10 new keys every day, but you don't get to keep any leftover keys that you had. You have to use all of these or you lose whatever's left. It's the same as the faction. I think that's the same as the faction crypt. Now, I don't know if there's enough gold keys in the time period of the basically 4 weeks, 1 month to go through and do a double beating of all of the levels into the tower. I'm not sure if that will work. I'd have to sit here and try to calculate some math. You can see we've got quite a journey ahead of us, and I know I'm not going to make it that far with with the hard difficulty. I don't even know if I'll make it past the first stage. You guys saw what happened when I took my other account. I'm on my main account on this one, and I tried to go through here. Not pretty at all. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and try this. I think just these first few floors here, we'll see how far we can get with the gold keys we have. Just to give you an idea of what the hard difficulty is like, we'll do the same format as before. If you have any thoughts or comments or suggestions, please leave them below. Let me know how your experience has been with the Doom Tower so far. I'm curious to know what you guys have to say. Let's get into it. Going to use the same team. Looks like we have now, I think the normal was 120, I want to say. Let me see if that's correct. $120. So we have gone just slightly over double now in difficulty with these. So the hard mode is something you definitely will not be able to access if you're struggling with the I would say if you haven't gotten very far. In fact, I think I'm going to be struggling with this. I would say that you probably have to be past the second boss in the faction crypt, and you'd have to have either beaten or be very close to beating the entire game on nightmare mode to have enough of a selection of champions, legendary, epics, whatever you need to get through this. I have a hunch this is going to be extremely difficult. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what happens. Well, folks, it doesn't look good so far. Does not look good at all. I have no real better champions. All I could really do is attempt to find opposite affinity. I really don't have enough of any better champions. These are my best. So if these guys can't even get through the first battle, then this is out of the question for me. I have not been able to beat, I don't think I've beaten a single one of the second bosses in Faction Wars, but I don't know if that's true. I might have beaten 1 or 2 of them. I think I might have beaten a barbarian, I'm not sure. That ignore defense stuff is not helping me any. So you get a good idea of what will happen if you attempt to do this Doom Tower on the hard mode. So if you've been looking for a challenge, I think you have what you've been wanting here. I doubt very highly you're going to find this easy. Yeah, see now I'm dead. I can't even continue because they took out my resurrect and I don't have any ability to get my team back up and running. There's no way these two guys are going to handle on their own, so I'm just going to exit out. It's not even worth trying. And if it's that bad here, I imagine the secret room will be worse. At least it doesn't take away a key. It doesn't take away the keys until you've successfully beaten a floor or a room, I believe is how it works. Yeah, and you can't get this. Okay, so that's something else I should update you on. It probably works the same for normal. You have to get all these floors first. So these first, I guess, 5 floors before you can get to the secret room. And then you can go to the secret room or proceed up if you wish. So just keep those two things in mind. You're going to need a God tier team. If you don't have a God tier team for campaign or farming or faction crypt, you're not making it through this, more than likely. Probably I could do better if I did on manual. Probably I could do better if I did opposite affinity. I might fiddle with it some more, but that's basically all I'm going to do right now. I've given it a brief attempt, and no. I think we'll transition from doing that to moving to the next few stages here, and we can see what the next boss looks like. And we're going to also see how the difficulty will amp up. And I think that will be a pretty good introduction to the Doom Tower. I don't know if I want to continue showing all the stages of the Doom Tower. I think I want to wait and see if you guys want that kind of thing or not. If I don't get a lot of requests or comments for it or any kind of views or feedback showing that it's desirable, then I don't think I'll continue. But we'll do the next 10 for now, just like we did the first 10. Okay, so we have now done 5 floors. Should be able to access the secret room. Let's see if that's true. Okay, it says we can only do Banner Lords, which should be okay. I've got a pretty decent team for Banner Lords. So I can't remember which of these two is better. Let's find out how hard this is. Okay, I'm not gonna continue. This is not beatable. So this is actually harder than the Bannerlord faction crypt after your first boss. I said leave. At least I thought I said leave. I guess I didn't. Okay, let's wrap up with the final boss and my final thoughts of the Doom Tower. So now this is the, I want to say the Nether Spider, am I correct? But I cannot see what to do with this one. There's something about you don't want to use turn meter reduction. You need leech, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to use my same old team. If it doesn't work, then I'll have to do a little more research. Maybe we can see the skills in here. I wish they would let you. So here's some feedback for Plarium. Make it so that each boss can be clicked on so that we can clearly see their skills, affinity, all that stuff. We need to be able to know what we're fighting against. If you have special, things going on in these bosses, we have to know what we're dealing with so we can prepare a team accordingly. So this is attacks all enemies 5% poison debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Repeat the attack 1 time for each spider in without any active buffs. So if we take off the buffs, then that's going to be a problem. Poison debuffs cannot be resisted or blocked. Spawns 4 spiderlings and a counterattack on them. You don't want to take them off because that will open you up to that poison attack. So you're going to have 4 at a time. Counterattacks whenever an enemy decreases Agrith's turn meter. Yeah, I was right on the turn meter. You don't want to have that turn meter going. Damage inflicted equal to the amount of turn meter lost. So don't use turn meter and don't use debuff removers on her. I mean buff remover. Use debuff removers on you, but don't use buff removers on her spiderlings. Poison debuff. Wasn't able to read it all very thoroughly, but now I don't know what these are. Nether eggs. Okay, the other material from the other boss, I wasn't able to find it in the artifact forge. We'll revisit that here in a second. First, we need to do a little wrap up. So, my initial thoughts regarding the Doom Tower was that it looked kind of fun, and I had pretty high hopes. But the only thing I care about is getting good champions. I'm a little greedy that way. I want to have access to these new champions, and I'm being blocked from that because Plarium doesn't give me any champions with which I can beat this secret room. Every time I draw, I don't have champions that are good enough to go through and beat this. Everything I have here, all of these champions are completely worthless here. I have to have somebody better, and probably several somebody's better. I might be able to use these two with the right combination of other champions. Maybe you could do better with the same champions if you can beat Secret Room 2 with these exact champions at this exact levels. You know, make a video, prove me wrong, but I'm not in charge of what I draw out of the crystals. That's up to Plarium and its random number generator and whatever's going on there. And if you have the bad luck of the draw and then they have this stuff as hard as they have this, I mean, they've got legendaries. I don't have one. How am I supposed to beat this? If they have a legendary on the enemy team, I'm almost certain that I'm going to need at least one just to be able to defeat them. Not always, but most of the time, I would say. And because of that, I'm not going to be able to get any more fragments of any of the champions, and I know I won't be able to beat any of the other secret rooms more than likely. I might be able to. There might be one or two that I can beat, but it just really messes me up. And then the materials that they're giving you here for going through and beating this, I wish I could click on them. Another note to Plarium, we need to be able to click on the materials and know what these are, because I still can't find out where these are. I mean, I did look in the Artifact Forge, and we'll look again, but I didn't find them in there. But these materials, that's all I can really farm is for these materials. I don't care. The only thing I care about are the fragments in here. That's it. I don't care about anything else. And that means the Doom Tower for me is slightly better than the Faction Crypt, but pretty much I'm not going to play anymore. I mean, I'm going to proceed as far as I can proceed each day. I'm gonna keep going at it. I'm gonna keep hauling my way up. But somewhere here within the next, I would say next week or two, I'm going to hit a wall and I'm not going to be able to go any further, and I'm going to just stop and I'm not going to play anymore, and that's it. So it's kind of wasted on me because I can't get what I want out of it, and I won't be able to play it anyway because I don't have the right kind of champions to get through it. I am assuming about a week or two from now, playing with 10 gold keys every day, I will be at my end of what I can do. And I could care less about materials and crafting items at the forge, and these rewards aren't good enough to make me interested either. So where it stands right now at the Doom Tower, I'm glad that they finally came through and they released, I guess they were calling it the Void Tower initially, this is something different. I'm glad they're able to fill that promise and release that, and I'm glad that there are players that have been looking forward to this that are going to be able to play it, and I hope they're enjoying it. You know, it's nice to see that. It's nice to see more content added to Raid Shadow Legends for after you've beaten the campaign on Nightmare and you have a huge collection of champions. Now at least you've got something you can do. But this is going to be pretty much exclusively enjoyed by people with a very large roster of legendary or epic champions. That's where I stand with it right now. I will see how things look further down the road. If you want to see more, I'll just go through and we'll do the same kind of stuff I've been doing, and we'll fight our way through until I stop. I'll try and keep it more humorous and lighthearted. I'm a little bit negative right now on it because of that. That stung, that whole secret room thing. So try to forgive me and bear with me on that. Let's take a look and see if these materials show up here, because I thought I looked and I didn't find them. It's asking for these things, which I don't have. It's asking for these things, which I don't have. These things that I don't have. And these things that I don't have. So they said that these are materials that you'll be using to forge new artifacts. Well, I don't see where you're going to be using them. I don't see any eggs, and I don't see the spiky thing here. So I don't know what they're talking about or where it's going to be used. Maybe they're going to add the gear later, but it doesn't appear to be here right now, so be aware of that. Let me know what you think of the Doom Tower, and yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next video. Okay, well that concludes this episode. Be sure to leave a thumb up if you like the video. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this or any of my other videos. Be sure to hit that notification icon so that you can be notified when any new videos are released. And leave me some comments, feedback, suggestions so that I can improve and do even better for you guys. Also, please stop by my Teespring store. I've got more designs coming over from Spreadshirt, but this is what I have here right now. I've got 3 cool designs. I got this mask does not equal safe. It's kind of an attitude for everybody trying to make us wear masks right now. I've got this Zen saying and drawing that I did, to reach your destination, embrace the journey. I think that's really cool. I've got a poem over here. Poem says, life doesn't have to be so hard. It has a flow. Sometimes you'll drift, sometimes you'll row, but you get to choose the destination you'll go. I think that's really cool also. So go ahead and grab some of this stuff, and that will support me and help me in my continuing work at YouTube, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.